been asked to give you a run through of club cover in less than 5 minutes. So before I start the timer that I've got here, the quick caveat that I need to put on the front of this video is that you're going to need to double check everything at club level. So the guidance we're about to give now is just a sort of brief overview of what each type of cover does, but it's not going to be comprehensive. There will surely be caveats or situations where it might not fit you as well as it might fit the next club. So take this as a brief overview of the type of insurance available, but then take the time obviously to think about whether or not that particular sort of insurance is going to be of benefit to you or your club, or whether it's not needed. And that's something we can discuss at a later point as well. So I have the timer here. Let's do it. So we'll start the clock, 5 minutes to run through everything. If you're looking at this on the website at the moment, we're going to start top left down. If you're not, then good luck keeping up with us. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the product's split into two. We have what we call group cover and club cover. Club cover is a completely, specifically, separately underwritten insurance policy between us and our insurer, which is obviously for you as well because you're a member. So you have a completely separate policy documents completely separate. The group cover means you are being assigned to our association's club policy. So that might be instructor slots, student slots, contents blocks, whatever it might be. So don't get hung up on that just yet, but if you hear the words group cover and you hear the words club cover, it alludes to the same sort of cover. The components of cover, here we go, let's go through it nice and quickly. So for instructors, the key two things for instructors are public liability, PL, and professional indemnity, PI. Public liability, in a nutshell, provides cover for injury or damage, or injury or loss. So if a member of the public or a student is injured in your class and they sue you for compensation, or if the venue you're hiring is damaged, so your church hall, leisure centre, whatever it might be, and you smash a glass window, for example, where there is an injury to a person or there is damage to property, public liability is designed to cover you. And it's also designed to cover the legal expenses in protecting you against that claim as well. Professional indemnity is different, PI. Professional indemnity covers you for professional advice given. And it's normally geared around loss of income. So I'm not going to go into the caveats of this now. It's a separate video altogether. Professional indemnity covers you for negligent advice given. So you say to a client or a student, this is how you do this particular gig, and you're giving it as professional advice. It doesn't work, and they lose money as a result. It might be loss of income or whatever it might be. You're liable. That's professional indemnity. PL, PI, the two key ones. Instructor personal accident insurance is about providing instructors with some sort of accident liability cover if something goes wrong. So if they're injured through no fault of anybody else, no one's negligent, but they're injured, lose a tooth, for example, sparring, or they need physiotherapy for an injury sustained, or they need loss of income protection if it's a full-time wage, that's what PA covers, personal accident. No one's at fault. There's an injury to the instructor can then claim up to the benefit amount. Abuse extension is designed to cover you, it's known as IAE, I should say. Abuse extension is designed to cover an instructor for allegations of wrongdoing relating to child abuse or safeguarding issues. That's not PL because no one's injured, no property damage, it's not professional advice given leading to a loss. So the PL, the PI, and obviously the personal accident don't apply. So IAE, instructor abuse extension, is about providing legal cover to protect that instructor, to clear that instructor's name all the way through to going to court, to provide assurance and assistance to them. That's the instructor cover. For students, we have student public liability, or SPL. Student public liability does the same as the instructor's public liability. It covers the student if they cause an injury to another person or damage to property. So they're sparring with another student and they cause an injury. That's covered by PL. There is a big caveat there to do with assumption of risk. We'll come to that separately in a later video. But student public liability, injury to another student, or they damage property. So they throw a bokken through a glass window and they damage it. They're sued by you or the venue or whatever it might be. Student public liability, PL is covered. Student personal accident, SPA, same as the instructors, is providing cover for the student when no one's at fault, but somebody is injured. SPA, student trips over, no one's fault, no one's negligent, you're not at fault as the instructor or the club, but they're injured and they can't work, need to claim loss of income cover. Student personal accident will cover the student for physio, dental, whatever it might be, up to the benefit amount. For you as a business, the other cover we have now is employer's liability. It's a legal requirement that you have to have employer's liability if you employ anybody else in your business. And you've got to really think about what that involves as well. So the technicalities of saying, oh, well, they work freelance, have a think about that and we can discuss it at a later point because the law's quite hazy around there. It's a legal requirement. It's very, very serious if you don't have it in place. Contents insurance, fairly obvious, same as you would have for home insurance. It covers you for contents in your club. So if mats are damaged or someone breaks into your office and steals your computers or your laptop stolen, whatever it might be, or equipment stolen from the back of your car or your van, contents insurance covers you for that. Abuse extension, or CAE as it was known now, club abuse extension, is similar to the instructor's abuse extension, but what it will do is it will provide the cover for to protect your company, your club, your brand, all the way whilst that instructor goes through the claims process all the way to court. If that instructor is then found guilty of the crime they've been accused of, the insurance will split or flip over. It'll cut ties with that instructor, as it should do, rightly so. Leave them to it, let them pay the price they've got to pay, but then it will protect you as a club. So it will come back to you and your club and protect you for the fallout that might come from that safeguarding issues, adverse publicity, etc. And finally, company public liability. It's just the same as student and instructor, but it's on a different entity. So there's a legal entity. So you have your company up here as a legal limited liability company, for example. You have instructors who might be a sole trader or an employee here, and students at the bottom. An instructor is liable for injury or loss occurring under their care as an instructor, but obviously as a company you might have, for example, changing rooms. If someone trips over some sort of defect in the floor and they trip over the mats, or they trip over in the changing rooms and they're injured, or there's damage to property. So if your company's hiring a venue, for example, and you cause damage to the venue, company public liability, CPL does the same job. There we are. With 5 seconds to spare, that is a very, very brief overview of our insurance products for clubs. There's going to be, of course, questions, and the 5-minute overview is never going to be sufficient for you to make an informed decision for your club, but hopefully now that will give you a very, very, very brief overview of some of the cover that's available.